from New Jersey, formerly from New Jersey, but we hope to get him back. Kevin Martone. He was he helped found Advanced Housing. I think Advanced Housing is in the room. I hope their buses arrive, but I think they're in the room. But he was also the Assistant Commissioner of Human Services, and he's now with the Technical Assistance Collaborative in Boston. I jokingly said to Kevin that the real hashtag we're using, all these others are just for show, but the real one we're using is Welcome Home Kevin, because we'd like to convince him to come back from that long, long vacation in Boston and come back to New Jersey. Kevin?
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, it's really good to be here and see a lot of former friends and colleagues. And, you know, I lived in New Jersey pretty much my entire life up until about 5 years ago, 41 years. And so, you know, New Jersey will always be my home. Just a plug for the work that Steve Berg and the Alliance and Van Rowan and folks are doing down here on the Hill. They're pounding the pavement every day, and I want to thank them for that, and I know you guys feel that too. You know, when I was the mental health commissioner in New Jersey, I got to see firsthand the housing challenges that people experience in the state, and I certainly get to experience them now at my job nationally at TAC. You know, I work in Boston, but we do a lot of national work in this area. I remember vividly several years ago a conversation with a gentleman who had schizophrenia who was in one of the state hospitals in New Jersey. He was stuck there basically because of the lack of affordable housing, really a violation of his civil rights. He said when I talked to him, he could deal with the voices in his head, right? But it was the lack of affordable housing that kept him stuck in homeless situations and institutionalized over the course of his life. It was the poverty. It was the fact that he was going to die 25 years sooner than the general population because of a lack of access to treatment for his chronic health care conditions. When you think about that, when you think about who we are as a society, and you think about the experiences of him, and that's not a unique experience for him, that happens to so many people. Think about that for a minute, and really what that means for us. You are not math. You are not budgets. Budgets are more than math. We need our elected officials to see people in faces when they do the math. Our upcoming report that we do at TAC every couple of years, called Priced Out, some of you have seen it, details the affordable housing crisis for people with disabilities. And here's the takeaway in that report. New Jersey is one of 15 states with average statewide rents above 100% of the SSI rate. Right, supplemental security income, and I know some of you in this room have SSI as your income. Right, New Jersey is one of 15 states with statewide average rents with above 100% of the SSI rate. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, if you have a disability and you're on SSI, it means you have to pay 151% of your SSI income towards rent to rent a one-bedroom apartment in New Jersey. Want to talk about math? That's mathematically impossible, okay? It doesn't work. You're here today to let folks know that you're not an easy target, right? You're not a budget, right?
Right.
You're not math, right?
Right.
That the budget affects you and your family, right?
Right.
Here's the bottom line, folks. New Jersey has an affordable housing crisis and it hurts people, right? You guys see that in your state every day. Cutting the HUD budget hurts even more people and makes it harder to pay for housing, right? It puts more people on the street, more people in psychiatric hospitals, more people in jails. And the research shows, and we know this over and over again, that when people have access to affordable housing, housing saves healthcare costs, right? Now, if you need affordable housing assistance because you have limited income, and maybe you also have a disability, you might also benefit from Medicaid Affordable Care. Guess what? They want to cut that too, right? So not only do they want to cut housing assistance, they want to cut your health care too. A double blow to folks like you. Cuts to Medicaid and housing will hurt the same people, and we really need to convey that message. It's not, HUD budgets and Health and Human Services budgets, they really impact each other. And folks who are making these budget decisions need to understand that, and they can only understand it from voices like yourselves. There's a real battle going on in healthcare right now to protect insurance coverage for people most in need, and it's a worthy fight. Matter of fact, I was down here, when I got down here earlier, I went down to the cafeteria just to get a cup of coffee, and I actually bumped into a friend and colleague who runs the Center for Independent Living in the city of Boston. And he was sitting there all disheveled, and I said, when did you get down here? And he said he got down here earlier in the week on Monday. He was planning to leave on yesterday, but the vote to begin the debate on healthcare happened yesterday, and he was down here with a bunch of folks with disabilities in the ADAPT group, really fighting the Medicaid cuts. And he actually said he had to stay here an extra day because he got arrested with a bunch of people yesterday, and he had to wait to pay the fine today. And so people are fighting this fight. It is a worthy fight. Cutting Medicaid makes it harder to pay for healthcare services and medications, and therefore it also makes it harder to pay for housing, right? If you need housing assistance and you can't get it, the more you'll have to pay for housing, and the less you'll have available for critical healthcare services, right? These things go hand in hand, and we need to fight the fight on both fronts. We need to make sure that Congress hears that cuts to HUD and cuts to Medicaid and elsewhere in the budget, other social services programs, hurt the same people, you. And that's not okay, right? Right. Thank you.